On August the 1st, 1991, I got locked up for 3 counts of murder. I would always share with the people that work for me, do not steal from me. You don't have to. Ask me, I'll give it to you. Well, one person stole, he lost his life. Walter Webster. Michael Neely, he lost his life. He got shot in the back of the head while in the car, while I'm driving. Abram Webster, he got shot at point blank range with a sawed-off shotgun. Lost his life. I was born October 26, 1961, in the west end of Louisville, Kentucky. When I was born, my dad was in federal prison. My mother was a queen pin. You know, we sold drugs for a living. She would teach us there is no God. God's not putting nothing on this table. You just look back to see how you've been trained in a certain way. And you see the generational curses that permeate within your family. My mother ran her organization with a tight fist. Every day you're going home to a lifestyle of drugs. You're seeing your mom OD. We saved her 3 times. She taught us, when I OD, this is how you save me. And I would see my mom and I would see my dads and how they would utilize this product to get money or to get things done. I was like a sponge. I would soak all that up. And I would see that this is power. From teenager to being a man and running my own empire. At that point, I had superseded everything my mother had done. It's always a generational curse. After the acts of murder of Michael Neely, Walter Webster, and Abram Webster, I slept well. You're conditioned that way, in that lifestyle. August 1st, 1991, I get locked up. I'm a drug dealer, so I start bringing drugs into the jail. I'm removed from the street, I'm still selling drugs. It seemed like something would click and say, hey, you need to stop. I don't know how to stop. Until September 26, 1992, my mother came to me in my maximum security jail cell in the basement, plexiglass right here. And she told me, with tears running down her eyes, baby boy, you need to change. I'm sorry. I taught you wrong. You need change in your life. You need to try Jesus. And I screamed, don't go telling me I need to try no Jesus now. Because they tried me for the death penalty. Mother, I don't want to hear that right now, okay? Don't go get weak on me now. And she said, no. Baby boy, you need to change. Forgive me. After that visit, my room was this size. That bed was right here. And all this is going through my head. And that jailhouse minister came. I said, you always come here telling us we need Jesus Christ. The other day, my mother was here telling me, I need Jesus Christ. He said, you do. He said, I see you on the news every day. And they talk about you're a horrible person. You're a menace to society. And that you need to fry the electric chair. And he asked me, have you ever heard of Paul in the Bible? He killed Christians. And Christ used him for the kingdom. God uses murderers? He can use me. He said he uses people just like you. And he asked me, he said, would you like to accept him? If he can change my mother, He's got to be able to change me. And from that moment forward, the life that I had lived up until then was a life that I would no longer live. I got locked up in August 91. My daughter was born 2 months later. Didn't get to hold her as a free man, knowing that I didn't want to do with them how my fathers and my mother and my generational curse did with me, but yet, here I am, looking at spending the rest of my life in prison. Even though you're saved, sanctified, and set apart, you still have that pain. You look at your kids, and they come on visit after visit after visit, year after year after year. Daddy, are you ever coming home? And whatever opportunity you are given, you give them Jesus Christ. Because they see, even though you are incarcerated, my daddy's making a difference. And that breeds hope that my sons could even say, I'm proud of my daddy, even from where he's at. 5 guys inside the chapel. It seats 50. Pastor Larry Coleman. He said, I know you. I see you on the news all the time. They said, you never getting out of prison. But God. What Satan meant for evil, God turned it for good. There's a hierarchy in prison. Murderers are way up here. Child molesters are way down here. Rapists, way down here. Somebody of my stature gets props, especially you have somebody who was always in the newspaper. But what I would share with them, don't be like what I was. Be like what I am. The old man is dead. This is a new man. As I live for Jesus Christ now. No, don't do that, don't do that. No, we've been waiting on you to get here. They've been waiting on the darkness. But darkness didn't show up. The light showed up. So then they would begin to say, okay, I can trust you. And I remember this pastor telling us, God is going to use you 5 men here in this chapel to start a revival in the Kentucky penal system. But that's what happened. Men believing in the power of God started compelling the men to come in. This chapel is not going to be big enough to hold. When you talk about 100 men trying to fit the chapel. So the fire marshal come and said, no, we got to shut it down. So then they got to have to go to the kitchen. So many, 200 men in the kitchen, shut it down. Go to the gym. 350 men in the gym, shut it down. We got to build these people a church. They built a $250,000 church right there on that property. My first miracle was receiving 25 to life, not being on death row. My second miracle was when I walked out of prison January 2nd, 2018. I went to the parole board, and a week later, all 7, for the first time in the history, said, we gotta let you go. Because I saw the work that Jesus Christ was doing. Convicted of 3 counts of murder, capital kidnapping, tried for a death penalty. And they just released me. I didn't have to go to no groups. I didn't have to go to anything, but go do what Jesus Christ has created you to do. And that's operate and bless in the west end of Louisville. God called me to start New Day Ministries, which is to break the cycle and change the culture within the west end of Louisville. We do love walks. We do Camp Change. We do the summer enrichment program, the school, the after-school program, Speed School of Engineering magnet program that we have. Satan meant it for bad, to destroy. But Christ turned it all for good, to explode within a community, to give the love of Jesus Christ and help others to breathe life, love, inspiring future excellence to come out. Now my sister's saved, my brothers are saved, my nieces and nephews are saved. And it started with all the trouble I had to go through to come to that place out of darkness into light, to bring them into the light. And those 3 people, Michael Neely, Walter Webster, and Abram Webster, I call their names often because the Lord showed me, you live a life of making amends for the lives that you had a part of, them not being here. Christ Jesus told me, you have to do more for me than you ever did for Satan. I killed for Satan. Now I get life for Jesus Christ.